It's all zoomed in, looking good, looking good. Okay. Turn that guy off, nice and noisy. All right. Hey guys, what's happening? It's Paint with Josh, back in the studio. Start of my week, ending closely of your guys' week, okay? So, by the way, I'm Paint with Josh, nice to see you. What have you done with your hair? It looks excellent, right? What I'm gonna do here is go through all the colors that I've done, that I'm gonna use, and we're gonna go through every single step. This is a literally every single step painting. The canvas is nice and dry, and we're gonna get started, right? So we're gonna go through the colors. We're probably gonna use our blue, crimson, black, and white like always. Maybe a little touch of our phthalo green, maybe a little bit of our two brown colors, the dark Sienna brown and then the Dyke brown. And that's pretty much it, guys. So, in order to start the canvas off, like people ask me all the time, how do you start it off? We're gonna take a little of our Bob Ross liquid white, we're gonna plop it on into there. We don't really need it to be dripping off, right? That's just about enough. You can wipe it off if you need to. Always start with less. Put a big old stripe across. And now this stuff is very flicky, right? So kind of massage it in before you start doing this, flipping it around. Okay, so what I need you guys to do is check in. Tell me where you're watching from. What's your favorite sandwich? I haven't said what's your favorite sandwich in a long time. So what's your favorite sandwich? Type it into the comments below. What do you got? You like a spicy Italian? Maybe a peanut butter and jelly? Maybe, I don't know, eggs on toast? That counts as a sandwich, doesn't it? What is your favorite sandwich? Type it in right now, and all we're doing is massaging the canvas with that white paint, that liquidy white. It's called literally liquid white. All right, you can get it Bob Ross brand or the Grumbacher's First Coat liquid white. It's just a different brand. But all we need to do is make sure that our canvas is wet from top to bottom, side to side, and here's how you check it. You come over here, you come over there, you come over here. Right? Each one of them should be pretty equally covered as to, you can see the dimples in the fingerprints, right? If you're not wearing gloves and you just have fingerprints, then you should be able to see your fingerprints. So, check in, tell me where you're watching from. I'm gonna see if I can read some comments real quick. Let's see, where are you guys from, man? Thank you for sharing the live, everybody. You always put on too much magic white. That happens sometimes. Watching from Japan, that's cool. Let's see, Cleveland, Illinois. BLT, that's a good sandwich. Toronto, South Carolina, Kentucky, all of the places. Trinidad and Tobago, that's cool. Colorado Springs, Delaware, North Carolina, Georgia. Right, you guys are watching from all over the place. Now, let's do a cool little seascape painting. You guys know me. I love my seascape paintings. All right, so we're gonna come out here, we're gonna grab a little bit of our ultramarine blue. This is from the Meaden set. You can also use your Bob Ross Phthalo blue or Prussian blue. It's up to you, whichever one. You don't need to have too much paint on it because now that our canvas is wet, the paints will slide like crazy. See that? Tell me how easily that thing just slid across the canvas. Just, you know what I mean? How much pressure, how much paint do you want right there, right? Depends on your pressure. Look at how easily it is. Seriously, we almost have too much paint on the brush in order to do a sky because I put too much paint on it. Let's let it come down here. Oh my goodness, that is gorgeous already. Okay, now let's get a little bit more. Oh, come on, skin. There we go. See the skin break off of that thing right there? We don't need to have too much of this black, Josh, because this is the Gamblin ivory black. So meaning it stays very dark when we go out there and put it on our canvas versus the Bob Ross black, which sort of lightens up pretty easily once it hits that liquid white, right? So this Gamblin brand, a little bit more intense in the black, so we don't need to use much of it and still have it stay dark like that. Let's take a look. You guys know me. I always love a little bit of a dark, maybe a horizon. Maybe this turns into our water in the background. Yeah, back in here, we'll let it mix down and mix down. And we know this whole thing is going to mix together. We're just kind of blocking in some color right now, deciding where we want to have everything, and then we can go back and change it later. But all we need to do now is wash the brush. How are we going to wash the brush, John? Well, let me show you. Let's just see, okay? It's not good. If I have any cup, okay. All right, here's a cup of odorless mineral spirits. It is a very clear liquid. I'm going to try not to spill it on the floor, but allow you to see down into the cup. See it? It's a very clear liquid when it's fresh. Now, the only reason there's gunk down at the bottom is because we have kind of left all that paint and it soaks down and starts to fill up the cup, right? So even though it looks like I'm dunking in the entire brush, we're not. Just dipping in like the first 1/4 inch, right? See all the color dripping out of it already. Then we're gonna spin it inside the cup to retain all that excess spray, right? If we were to do this and spin it back and forth, that would spray all over the floor, right? Now you can see it's not so drippy anymore. We can do whatever we want. We definitely don't want to come back up here, right? So put our cup down. Then I want you to towel whip it. You know when you're gonna whip somebody with a towel like that? You have to do it into a garbage can, right? Nice open garbage can. Then I want you to get something like a bucket or something like this that Brenda made, right? It's just a household trash can. It's got a towel on the top of it that's zip tied around, okay? Your husband can do this very easily, right? And then cut a hole in it and put a piece of wood down in the bottom so we can reach down in there, beat all the paint off of the brush, right? And it contains it inside the bucket. And that way you don't have to spray it all over the house, right? Nobody wants that. Then you always dab it off on a paper towel, always. Right? You're always gonna get some bit of paint thinner or some bit of color to come off of the brush after we wash it, okay? And then we're gonna come up here and blend the sky. It's gonna be amazing. I need you guys to keep commenting, okay? The more times you guys comment, the more it will push it out to other people because the algorithm will think we're having a good time. Right? Now let's start in our lightest area first, which may be this bottom area. It could have been up here, wherever. It's all gonna blend around and mix and do all that and grow and slide and do all these things, okay? The more that we mix it, the more it's going to interact with that white base coat that's still wet. The entire can is wet. All the paints are wet. The base is wet. The top is wet. The bottom, the middle is wet. Everything is wet, guys. Everything out there is wet on this canvas, right? Just gorgeous. Bang. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Because we've already put that darkness down there, doesn't that look like some ocean? Doesn't it? Doesn't it look like a little bit of ocean-y goodness back there? Thanks, Mindy, for being here. You're awesome. This is Oil JC. Appreciate ya. Appreciate it. Now watch, the more I mix this in, the less we're going to be able to tell where the horizon is. Right? So if I wanted to make this more sky, I just mix it in a bit more. Right? Just crisscrossing my brush. Little figure eights, back and forth and back and forth. Not even picking the brush off of the canvas, right? Now it's harder to tell where that line is back there, right? Where was that horizon? Now I've brought it down, and if I really wanted to, we can come back in with a bit of black and a bit of blue onto the brush, and then go like this, and go really lay in an extra dark patch. That way we'll have our horizon, right? And you want to make sure that it's straight. Sometimes turning your head on the side makes it a little easier. That's gorgeous right there. Isn't that amazing? Just quite literally, honestly. Can you guys hit that share button for me just once? Just one time to share. That's all I'm asking, right? Now, we've got our blue on the brush. We've mixed out our whole sky. We don't really need to touch this area too much because it's going to be blended in as soon as we start hitting it with our 2 brown colors. See the skin? Get off. There we go. There it comes. There it comes. Now throw that skin away. Throw that away. There we go. Get that nice fresh brown paint. Both of them mixing on the brush right here in front of your very eyes. Goopy brownness. Right? It's probably too much. There. Force the paint off of that brush. Now there's less, which means it won't be so overly dark. And we can start to scrape in back and forth. Right here. How high up do you want to bring your sandy beachiness? That's all up to you. Right? What color do you want it to be? Again, up to you. Blend until it's soft. Sometimes you've got too much paint on the brush to continue blending, so it keeps climbing up and up and up, right? So dab your brush off on a paper towel. You don't have to continue doing it like your Paint with Josh, right? I can judge it based off the brush. We don't really wash the brushes a lot. You guys already know that, right? Because I can base my pressure. If I don't want the brown to continue, I can start brushing less and less pressure against it, more force. You can even hear it down there. Up here, very light. We are touching it, just very lightly. There we go. You guys, I love you guys. I miss you every time that I go Tuesday and Wednesday night without doing live shows. Man, I miss you guys so much. Seriously. What would I do without you guys watching me? I'm telling you. Now we're gonna make a nice little clean spot because we had way too much brown on the brush right there. There, I'm like a clean freak, you know me. There we go. Perfect, perfect. We're gonna use both of those anyway, which is why I'm not gonna mix them up. Now, I can decide, does my water look dark enough in the background to me? No, it doesn't. I'm gonna add a little bit more black, just for my own self. You don't have to do that. But especially, the further away the ocean is, the darker it should be, right? So, we can't really see all the way out there. We haven't put on so much paint that it's covering everything, right? Because as we continue to add more paint, it keeps getting darker and darker and darker. And this is just some more of that blue color over the top of that black color. Right? Just mixing it until I like it. I want it to be dark back there because I can brighten it with my white paint, okay? Now, here's an easy way to show you just how you can do that. We're gonna take our white. This is very thick white, very dry. It was almost dry on my other palette. And so it's been sitting out for a few days, right? Especially like all these other paints. They've all been sitting out for a few days too. This is how we're gonna do it. We've wiped our blade clean as much as we possibly can, bending the blade down, right? Now we're gonna start on the outside of our pile. We're gonna go and just cut right through it. That's gonna load the palette tool with a little bit of stuff. Then we can come underneath our horizon. You don't want to go straight up and try to get on top of that line. Come down here, popping it in, skirting it back and forth. And remember that nothing out there has to be overly bright or whatever. All of a sudden you see some faraway little waves out there. Want to know why? Because they're too far away to see any details. We can't see anything way the heck out there. Now, this is where it gets crazy. Let's mix up a little bit of our black. We're trying to get the rest of this one. Shadow 1, shadow 2. Then we go highlights, right? You can highlight it in highlight 1 and highlight 2 as well. We just need a little bit of a difference in the color. Let's come up here, and since we're doing this one tappy style, let's kind of tap against it. If you can tell that one side is a bit brighter and one side is a bit darker, these rocks are not snow-covered bright rocks out here, right? They are brown, which means you can't, or you can, overdo the browns. You can even just kind of tap it and then lightly drag over it. It's all up to us, guys. Seriously, bring some of that light out there. Tap it around. Roll it over here. Doesn't have to be this perfect thing, right? That's the whole best part about it. This part right here that looks white, it's just a piece of thick paint. It's that texture. You gotta have that texturous stuff, right? Now, what if we had that darkness back in here, like there was a little projection that popped out, and now with the dark, and so then we did our shadow 1. Let's go back to our shadow 2. Let's go back to shadow 1 right here and put it in deeper back there, right? And that way you get that transition from very light to a little darker to ultra dark, right? And then we go back and we decide where we want to have our water. And that's going to be the best part. We're also going to soften those little guys out there and make them a lot easier. Now here, if you were to come down and kind of drag it, then you can decide which one that you like doing the best, right? How do you get the best depositation of paint onto your little rocky area? How does it look to you? Which one looks better? It's all up to you every time, right? Now, you don't have to use a big old 2-inch brush, but we do want to get back there and soften it down just a little bit. Very, very soft, right? Come up here. Just kind of dragging against the way that we came down. And we can come in here, really make that a little darker, a little bit more mysterious in there. Right? Just having that room, tapping very lightly, just to soften the texture of the paint. Okay, now watch what we can do over here. Now we can come back with a little bit of our liquid white and our titanium white together, so it makes our titanium white a little bit more runny. The liquid white is too runny all on its own. What if we tapped on, bang, just like that, big old white splasher. It's coming over here too. Tapping it until there's nothing left, and then not over tapping it, right? If you over tap it, no one's gonna like that. There we go. Come in, we're gonna decide just by skirting sideways, back and forth, where these little waves are coming in from, and I don't want it so big, I'm gonna take it back over there, right? Maybe I don't want it on this side at all, so I come in here like that and get rid of it. All up to me, where they're crashing, where everything's happening, right? Maybe scream up a little bit, go down, even leaving that little bit of white back in there. Looks like there's a little cave back there, you guys. Oh God, it's so cool. It's so cool. Hey, scrape it. Everything else below your water line now becomes anything you want. Right? you can come back, you can come over here, you can pull it down. Just have some disconnections. Don't have everything be exactly the same. Screw back and forth, just so we have a little break in between areas, right? Not everywhere is going to be all exactly the same. And then you can decide whether or not you want to fill it, whether or not you want to have bigger crashing waves in the front like this, right? Let's say we take a little bit of our liquid white again, put it down there, mix it with a little of our titanium white. Don't need to have too much. Remember, it's not even 50-50. It's like a 90-10 over here. Now, oh yeah, oh, I can see it, right? Let's take our liquidy white, titanium white mix, gonna put it onto an old nasty fan brush. I'm gonna turn the fan brush upside down like this. Come in here and tap. Tap, 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 tap. All this water rushing in doesn't have to be the same, right? Doesn't have to be the same everywhere, so don't make it the same everywhere. Now watch what happens. Come in with a little bit of this liquid white underneath our little guy back here. Right? And then you can cut it back. You can move it up. You can shake it down. You can have it be at a different level. Because all we're worried about is the line that we're cutting in right there. Okay? Little things. Nothing has to be too intense. If you don't like them, guess what? You come over and scrape over them, and we can cut them down. Thank you for that. I appreciate you. Cut them down, cut them down, cut them down. Everything is up to you. Every single time, it's up to you, right? Maybe that guy's a little bit too big now, and he's too bright because these guys are a bit bigger. We should see him a bit better. You know what I mean? All up to us. Now, let's take a little bit of that liquid white paint. I do appreciate you guys, and by the way, you can grab this painting on paintwithjosh.com. It's the very first thing that you're gonna see. I need you to check in right now and tell me where you're watching from. Right? Where are you from around the planet? I'm making my liquidy white even more wet with that titanium white mix, okay? And then we're gonna come in here and we're gonna do what makes, or you know, at least last month and this month, what led me to get 23 million views. Do you wanna see what got 23 million views? Go check out my page on TikTok. It's the very first pin video up there. Little bits, leaving a very small line of darkness in between the two, and then I'm gonna ask you, just ask you, does this look like sand? Just tell me, just yes or no. Because that video, 23 million views and growing, baby. All right, does that look like wet, sandy beach? All the details back there, just a couple little things. Yes or no? What do you think? Type it in now. Wet, sandy beach or no? Like a wet sandy beach? No? What do you think it looks like? What do you think it looks like? Watching from West Virginia? Heck no. Okay, I appreciate it. Exactly what they thought in that 23 million view video, right? We're gonna come in here, we're gonna go right up to the edge, we're gonna pull it down, and then I'm gonna ask you again by the time I get done doing these. This is cute. Out of there. But I'm gonna ask you again, does this look like wet sandy beach? Just yes or no. Answers only. What do you think? Does it look like wet sand now? If not, tell me what it looks like. What does it look like to you guys out there? Like ice? Like a waterfall? Like a waterfall? Well, what if we did this? What if we came in here and we took all those vertical streaks and we turned them into horizontally streaks? Right? Now, doesn't this look more like that wet area right out there by the water's edge? It's all saturated and stuff. But it look like that, especially after we came in here like this and cut in just a little line of some sea foam. It's come up around the edge. Doesn't that look like wet, sandy beach? Yes or no? Ooh, I like it. Yes, right now. Just give me 2 more minutes of your life because we're going to actually do the sand part where we speckle in our sand. But I want to show you guys something right here, okay? In this area, it can be very glossy or it can have bubbles and all sorts of stuff in there. If you wanted to do bubbles, do not go vertically this way. Go vertically this way at a very shallow angle, right? So we'll come over here, scrape it up, bang, okay? One little piece. Awesome. Right? Maybe we'll load up our palette scrapey tool again. We'll start on this side, and we'll crisscross that little piece. Right? That adds one more little bit of realistic detail because they do crisscross. These waves are coming in, those waves are going out. They're here, they're there, they're everywhere. Yes! They're all over the place, right? So, very easy, make an X right there and leave it. That is the perfect thing, okay? So, let's make our sand. You ready to do the sand technique? Have you ever, first answer me this, have you ever seen me do sand on a canvas? Answer me that. Riddle me this. Have you ever seen me do the sand technique? Yes or no? Yes or no? And then we're going to show you how. We say no, we got no, we got no, we got no. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. That's a fine. What's up, Wolf Heart Art? Appreciate you over there on YouTube, everybody. Everybody who's over on YouTube, make sure you just hit that like button just one time. Just like we got more people watching than we do have likes, right? So if you just hit that like button just once, and then have to make this rock just a little bit bigger right here now. Oh, there we go. Bang, perfect. And in fact, having more dark area in this thing, to me, starts looking cooler. Just a couple little shadowy streaks or something. Right? Something out there in the night. Bang! Very cool. Little defect, right? Because the rock doesn't have to be perfect. That's the whole part about it. It does not have to be perfect at any moment. Look at that brown color back there. And again, not trying to cover everything. Ooh, gorgeous. Gorgeous, you guys. Now, let me show you the sand technique. We have a little tiny, and probably not even enough. Not even enough. Now, you do not want your brush to be overly saturated in that cleaner because this is what's going to happen. It's going to start to drip. All we need it to be is a very thin pile of paint, very much like watercolor, okay? Very much the opposite of what oil colors are. We're going to come out here on the edge of our palette scrapey tool. I'm going to tap against it, depositing some of the paint out on the edge here, retaining some of the paint inside of the brush. We're going to flip the brush over. We're going to do it again. Now, you got a very wet paint out there. Look at that. Can you see it? Look at how wet this paint is. Sorry, YouTube. There we go. Right? See that shiny wetness in that paint? That way, when we start to flick it, and let's wipe the brush off just in case. Wipe it off one time. Schwip schwap on a paper towel, right? We're going to back up, away, maybe 6 to 8 inches. We're going to very lightly, holding the brush flat like a plate. So the brush is like this, like a plate. The palette scrapey tool is very much vertical like a wall. We're going to drag it through so our bristles will bend backwards and then they will launch, right? We'll come out here very gently at first because you don't know how much is going to come off. Nothing came off. There we go. There we go. Right? Come out here. A couple little specks. Maybe we don't have enough paint because we always try to put less on than we actually need to use. There. Right? Come out here and we'll flick. There we go. A couple little specks. A couple little specks. I think I had the perfect amount on my brush and then I wiped it off. And it would have been perfect on the first one. Okay. Let's see again. There. There we go. Now we can see those little black specks. Gotta have the right amount of paint. Gotta have the right amount of paint thinner on the brush in order to do this. Now we're gonna do the same thing. Okay, we're gonna get that same little dip of our thinner. We're gonna go into, so I'll show you what it looks like again, into the brown, hoping, there, see it dripping and running right there, that whole little thing. That's how wet you want it to be. So you can get it out here, tap it onto the brush. And I can see that's a lot wetter than it was the first time. So I'm gonna back up again, start all those specks and sprays. If you get some to come up here, that's okay. There's rocks and stuff that are in there, out there in the ocean. Throw it out. A couple little brown bits, a couple little blackish bits, okay? Now comes the coup de grace. Or the coup de grace, as they would say. The coup de grace, okay? Over here with the liquid white. And the liquid white, if you don't see sand already, okay? Watch this. Flat like a plate, straight like a wall, flick. The more, whoops, the more little flickies we get, we can go back and fix those guys too. The more little flickies we get, and you can have some bigger and some shorter, but check this out. The more that you do, say you didn't like your whole sandy area, go back, take it out, start over. So now, right up underneath this guy, there we go, right there. We got our whole thing that we're going to redo because we had too much what on the brush? Can you tell me? What did we have too much of that time? Tell me. Did we have too much paint on the brush, or did we have too much thinner on the brush for that last time? All right, when all those little white specks came out. What happened? We have too much or too little? Back with the black. This time we'll do it a bit more because we got more paint on it. There we go, okay. Now we'll go back a little bit of brown. But you tell me, did we have too much there? Or did we have too little? Was it too thin or too thick? What happened on that paint? Why did it glob up? Because it's going to happen to you. And you're going to want to know, why did it glob on me like that? Right? A couple little brown specks. You don't need to do as many brown specks as black specks. But when you really inspect it, you will see the differences, okay? So what do we have? Did we have too much? Or did we have not enough? Too thin, right? So it was a little thin. Our problem was, though, we had too much of it on our brush, right? So the brush was already holding more than we needed. We put it out here. We didn't wipe the brush off. See, now there's not so much paint there that when I flick it out, they won't be globs. They'll be very, very, very tiny little sprays, right? So the amount of paint that's on the brush is always crucial. Go back, get a little bit more. We don't need to overdo it each time, right? With the little bits, we can come out here. Now, granted, they're never gonna all be exactly the same size. You might have one little speck that's bigger than the other little specks. You may have something out there that's brighter or bigger, more closely together because you were in here tighter. You know what I mean? But doesn't that look like sand now? Like legit sand? Right? Doesn't it look like sand, you guys? A cool little thing. It's just so much fun. Out here, cut through another one. It was almost disconnected or connected to something else. Run it through from that side because again, the more you look side to side on this thing, the cooler your scene's gonna be. Drop in one back there, just one little straight little thing. Right? Nothing has to be perfect unless it's you. You're the only one that's looking at it, wanting it to be perfect. What is a perfect beach? All these little specks and little bits and little things in there, right? Now, like I said, you can grab this painting. We're going to move you guys over there because the glare is pretty bad right here. There we go. There. Perfect. And that way, we can see more of those details, right? It's almost like a little cave in there. We can see all these little things. And that, just having the glare off of that, might make somebody want it a little bit more. That's what it legit looks like. So we're going to wash off these brushes. I need your help in coming up with a title. You got to come up with a title, guys. What do you think? What should we call it? If you do purchase it during the live show, you get to come up with the name forever, right? So whatever it is, if you grab it during the show, then it's up to you to come back and tell us what we're going to call the thing. It's very cool. So random, just like the ocean. Some are crashing, some aren't. Some are bigger, some are smaller. There's more room in some areas, there's less room. Very much like it is out here in the night. In the night. Okay. So, you guys help me out, start typing out titles. What should we call it? If you purchase it, you get to keep it forever and you get to name it. Right? So, if you think you have the best title, then let us know what you think. And I'm going to finish cleaning up over here. Type it out, type it out, type it out. You never know, if somebody does purchase it, they may choose your title as their suggestion or as their choice because you suggested it. Okay, got that over there. Executed. This guy. Right down this guy. And get all crazy. So you guys again, hit me with your titles. What do you got for a title for this one? It is based off of Heceta Head Cove out there on the Oregon coast. Just north of Florence, about 10 minutes driving it. Drive north of Florence. So it is a real place. I actually went back and found the real reference photo that I had taken so I could paint this painting one day. And I went back and found it, and it's just fabulous, you guys. Just amazing. Rock Island. I like that. Oh, that's cool. That is cool. Yeah, Goonies. It's not necessarily the Goonies haystack rocks, but they are similar to a haystack out there. There. Again, we don't want to have too much detail on this guy. Not too much on our highlights. Or anything like that. Just that's a light touch, you guys. Seriously light on the touch, okay? Okay, so you guys help me come up with the title. We gotta add the signature to it. Then we shall be done. Shall be done. But if you don't tell me what you want to call it, how am I supposed to know? You gotta comment. Tell me what I'm supposed to call it, man. What am I supposed to do if you don't talk to me? What am I doing? There we go. Let's come out here. Let's throw these guys. Whipping through the night. Oh, I like it. Very cool, you guys. Okay, let's get in there. We'll throw the old signature on it. Then I'm going to come back and pick a title. If it hasn't found an owner yet, then I'm going to go in and choose that title. We're going to go very small on the signature. Let's see so it doesn't stand out too much. Just like that. Fabulous. I love it. Okay. I'm probably actually going to take it out of the store because it's turned into one of my faves, and I don't know that I want to let you guys have it. I might just keep it for goodsies. So hit me with a title. We'll pick a title, and then I might just literally take it away so it is unable to be found, and I'll put it in my own house because I love it too much. Literally, every time we do an Oregon Seascape, we do this side of it. We do the left side with the trees coming down and all that stuff. We rarely do the right side. So this is a rare painting, you guys. Tidal Rock. Oh, that's so cool. The Beach Pass, I like that. Storm's End, Ridges Pass, Outliers, that's cool. The Outliers. Hollywell Bay, I dig that. Lost Beach. I'm liking it, you guys. Looking good, bro. Thanks, Rick. Appreciate it. Let's see. I only have Goonies references. Hey, you guys. Let's call it that. Oh, man. Thank you, OG Peepaw. Islands in the Stream. Twin Peaks. That's kind of cool, too. Ooh, 2 Twin Peaks right up. Siren's Cove. That's cool. The Truffle Shovel. Let's see. Siren's Cove. Should we pin this guy? That's in the lead for me right now. Siren's Cove. Oh, Mindy, you just squashed me. It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. No worries. No worries about it. I can remember it. Siren's Cove is in the lead for me. Okay? If you think it should be named something differently, then tell me something differently. Outliers. That's second. That's second in command. Second in command. Rockaway Beach. That's cool. That's cool. What's up, Madison? How you doing? Lynn says love it. Appreciate it. I like Siren's Cove. Castaway. That's a neat one too. Stranded in Paradise. I like that. I like that, you guys. That is cool. All right. I think we may go with Siren's Cove. Just maybe. Come back in here. Clean the straightness of this guy up. Pop up a little higher over there. Yeah, that way it looks like it comes down to a point. Makes it more 3D looking, right? Versus just being straight across. Cut it across the bottom like that. This guy is good enough. I like it. He's got his little cove back in here. Thing dropping down. Dig it, dig it, dig it. And you can still see some of that darkness underneath them because it's under everything. It's way down under there, guys. Okay, let's call it Siren's Cove. I like that title. Where's my marker? There we go. There we go. Nice. Yeah, title. Thank you for that, honestly. Remember, you can still purchase this painting. It's over there. I have not taken it out yet. I plan to, because this one's going to come home with me tonight. If you guys, one of you guys doesn't grab it, it's literally coming home with me tonight. Live at my house forever. See how easily it is, by the way. If you have a little bit of liquid white on the canvas top and around the edges, just to blend your sky so easily like that, without having to do anything. Get your glove dirty, throw it in. Pop this guy in over here. Whoop, get on the screws. There we go. There we go. Get it down. There we go. Okay. Sirens. This one is number 1888. 1888. It's insane. Thank you, Sirens. Perfect. This one was painted on 6/12/2024. We're all gonna go to paintwithjosh.com because it's like the best place ever. Right? Go to paintwithjosh.com or come down and see me at the Paint with Josh Studios right here in Eugene. I'm here every day between 9 and 9-ish. Went home like 7 yesterday, but between 9-ish and 9-ish, especially if we're doing shows. So, come down and see me at the studio. Appreciate it. Now, let's see you guys. Over here and over there, everything's looking fabutastic. Just fabutastic. I dig it. I dig it. Columbus, 88, the year Columbus fell on a plate. I don't know. We gotta figure it out. Rusty. It's funny. Let's get over here and scrape this guy down just a little bit more. Sometimes just having a dark patch in the wrong place can be hurtful, right? You don't need that guy in the wrong section trying to make the wrong impression. Perfect. Amazing. Okay. Yeah, this is what came out awesomely. I love yous all, but I'm gonna get out of here. So everybody watching over on YouTube, we're gonna end the YouTube stream first, and then the TikTokers can stick around. Johanna Fernandez, give me 1 second. Keep that pin for me, please. I'm gonna end the stream, and then we'll try to cast out on, see what we can get. So I love you guys over there on YouTube. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here and spending your time with me. I very much appreciate it. Until I see you guys next time. Be sure to send in your photos to at official Paint with Josh on Facebook or at Paint with Josh K on Instagram. I love you guys, and until I see you guys again next time, take care. The rest of a good day. And blah, blah, blah.